Nice brand new queen. Show you my point of view. Oh, nice sheet of brood down here. Just gonna set her back real quick. And she's gone. Let's see if I can do this one-handed, guys. Nice sun on that one. Yep. Same on this side. What's up, guys? Ashby Farms, and we're out here at a place we do some pollination for these folks. So this here appears to be squash or cucumbers or zucchini. Out this way, kind of zoom in. This whole area here is about 15 acres. That's peppers all up there. Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I was talking with a couple different people, and just to let you know at home, I appreciate you watching. I had a day job that I absolutely couldn't stand, and I just knew I was destined to be a beekeeper. So it was really hard to be a mechanic when your heart's in beekeeping. And oftentimes when I make content, I try to make content for myself. I think about like myself a few years ago sitting at the desk, and just all I really wanted was to be in the field. And probably only 20% of my year is actually out in the field keeping bees. So a large portion of the year is selling honey and moving bees and all the logistics and all the building of equipment. And there's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff. If you ever done any large scale beekeeping, you know that 20-30% of the year maybe is your time in the hives. So this episode today is dedicated to my uncle's friend Bill. Bill, if you're out there watching, appreciate your comments. And Bill said one of the big things about YouTube is people like action, and they like seeing what you're doing. And today it's just me out here. I'm just self-filming this. So we've got about 40 colonies or so. Actually, I take that back. It's maybe 30 colonies, and they're all just spaced down through this field edge right here. And all I'm out here doing is checking back. So we dropped virgins in these 3 weeks ago, in these splits, and just a lot of these at the moment, like the first one that I just showed you there, they were a 2-frame split. It's maybe 3 frames now, and the 2 frames of cat brood. For those of you at home who don't know, 1 frame of cat brood when it hatches out is going to be 2 frames of bees. So just for example, I'll look at that little 3-framer right there. It's got 2 frames of cat brood in it. So within about 10 days or so, once all that cat brood hatches, that'll be 5 frames of bees. But of course, they'll have to draw out those remaining 2 blanks or foundations. Our nectar flow here at home is just about to end now. So one of the things we're doing is we're going to be taking these nucs up to the mountains. They'll catch anything in June up there. That is, in that area, you're going to have finishing up tulip poplar. You'll get into some persimmon, then mimosa, then sourwood. And even though, we like our big colonies to capitalize on sourwood, the whole goal is to just grow these out. This is all my stock bees for me. So we're going to take all these girls here and just treat them really fair the rest of the year. Good mentor to me. He told me one time the best thing you can feed your bees is diesel fuel. And I was like, feed your bees diesel fuel? And really it is move your bees to where there's a nectar flow. So without further ado, I'm going to get back into the rest of these colonies. I'm just kind of winging it for the rest of the day. I'll try to show you the different queens I'm seeing. Then we'll just mark our colonies coming here one night once we get them all marked, and we'll move them to wherever they're going to be going next. We'll kind of figure all those logistics out on the fly. But again, just want to thank you for watching. I hope this makes sense to you. I always just try to make content that's something I wish I would have been watching from my desk. And sometimes I forget about the action portion, the being in the hive. So hope you enjoy the rest of this video, guys. And if you haven't so far, please subscribe, like the channel. It helps me grow. So without further ado, let's get into it. Crack this lid. A lot of times if you see them like this on the lid, we just tap them down. So you see lack of bees in here. It kind of tells me this probably isn't queen right. Most of these by now, if they were queen right, Be a fair bit of bees in here. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes they're just small. We'll find out here shortly. Give yourself some space. All right, so let's zoom in right here. See from this angle, all the drone laying worker brood right here. Indicative it's not queen right. See how there's no brood pattern where there should be brood? A whole bunch of drone laying worker brood right there. And that stuff happens, so we got to come back later on and combine this with a queen right hive and let them sort it out. But you know, when you pop a hive, you expect it 3 weeks later to be a certain size. That one just isn't it. All right, so we pop this lid here and see we've got, when we talk about frames of bees right here, 1, 2, 3, and maybe a 4. So more than likely, just based on sheer amount of bees, I'm guessing this one's gonna be queen right. You know, it just looks different. You pop enough of these and you'll see. Let's see here. Beautiful. So we got a frame of brood. Oh, there's our queen. There she is. All right, so we got a little blue dot on her. Let's get her put back here. Down she goes. Look at that, I got one of my favorite friends on my hand here. If we can focus on that, hang on. The old tick. We got no shortage of ticks around here. Let me get him off real quick. All right, on to the next one down here. All right, so I went ahead and pulled out a nice, sorry guys, nice sheet of brood here for this gal. There's wall-to-wall brood on that side. And then doing this one-handed, not so easy. All right, I went ahead and pulled this apart because I'm filming it one-handed, makes it a little easier. There she is. There you go. Nice little tiger stripe girl here. All right, we'll put her back. So again, we open it up and we see a fair amount of bees here, here, and here. There's nothing really here. So they got room to grow. But just the sheer amount of bees tells me this one here is probably queen right. We got brood. That's good. Here's a case of, looks like a torn down cell. So there's another one right there. So this one here, same thing. They requeened themselves. They ended up making their own. Let me go through and find her real fast. Another pretty little girl here. So since they requeened, I can't tell the brood pattern really until it gets capped over. So we'll just release her back just like this and hopefully she'll go. She wants to crawl up my arm. Come on, there you go. Make sure she goes back down. She gone. Next colony. All right, so we got her marked and we'll put her back down on this frame here. Let her go. She'll go on down. Let me show you why I'm not so impressed right away. I pulled up this frame right here. There's lots and lots of eggs across the board. Nice even laying pattern. But it's this side that has me questioning. Sometimes when bees start out, let me shake this frame. Sometimes when queens start laying, see, that's a real splotchy pattern. I'm not real pleased with that. And this could have been that something's going on or she's just getting started, or so we're gonna evaluate this queen. We'll give her one next time we're in it, another 2-3 weeks. Hopefully she gets to laying out a nice even pattern. But if this continues, this indicates some sort of issue with the queen. We'll just kill her. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more strength on this hive. If we're gonna let them requeen themselves, we want a certain amount of bees. So we'll just let her go for 2-3 weeks and let them get up to maybe 3-4 frames and then requeen from there. So next hive. All right, so as soon as I open this one up here, I see white wax all right in here. I see white wax right there. And just the overall strength of this colony tells me, you know, as soon as I open it, there's 4 out of 5 frames in here. So let's dive in. I'll find the queen real quick. So pulled this first frame out. Still blank on this side. This side here's got some nice nectar in it. I usually just like to pull one frame and give myself, shake off the bees. It gives you wiggle room so you don't end up rolling a queen when you're pulling them out. Again, just doing all this one-handed. I bet we can wing it though, figure it out. Oh yeah, there's a nice, you can see the brood nest, circular, it's right there in the middle. Nice patch of eggs. So it tells me we've got a queen in here. She's on this frame right here. She's right up here in the corner. Running around. Zoom in on her. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Her brood pattern looks good. I can already tell from here. So when I hold them, I like to hold them by the back 2 legs. See how her front right leg is still there? If you just hold them by one leg, they'll spin and twist off their own leg. Just give that paint a quick second to dry. All right, we're just gonna put her, I'm gonna try and get her back on this frame here. Let's see if we can do that. There you go. She's wanting to go. There she goes. Just for the example though, see them. Let's look at this brood real fast while she's running around. So just went ahead and pulled out a couple frames of brood here. Let's zoom in on them. So that looks just fine to me. And to have that much capped brood means she's been laying for 3 weeks. So that virgin there is one, or that queen there was one of our stock. They did not supersede her. And that's what we want to see a lot of. For the most part we do, but sometimes we just say the bees know best. We don't always know best when it comes to picking queens and the right stock. You know, we have all these questions where sometimes you just have to say, you know what, something was wrong and the bees know best. So I'm gonna pack this up, on to the next one. All right, so got a nice little 3-framer here. What's funny is I've already looked through this one 3 times for the queen. There's full sheets of eggs and larvae, and normally if I don't see them within 2 tries, I just mark it as queen right and roll on. We'll catch her later on. So with that, got to get on down through the rest of these here. If you look way on down there, a few more. I've already pulled, let's see, 17 off this line that were nice strong 5-framers. So these are the ones just catching up. Nice pretty little girl here. Nice 4-framer colony. Catch. Being released. There she goes. Stay in the box. No. Always makes me nervous when they do this. So just go back down. All right, decided to shake off the bees just to give you an idea of the brood pattern on this one. So that's really nice there. Same thing on this side. Just a partial brood pattern on the inside here. Not sure if you can see it there. Get this other frame out, we can look at that. Alrighty, here's the side of her frame. And that's side of that frame there. All that's been hatched here, and she's already laid it back up full of eggs. Put back in there. Always center your frames, guys, at home. All right, it's always nice when you pull out the first frame, and there she is. It's a blonde girl. All right. Put her back down here. There we go. All right, there's her brood pattern starting to hatch out right there, but I like it. I like this one too. Very nice, very nice. This one here is rather impressive. Here's Miss Queen down here dancing around the corner. Just hanging off the bottom now. Here's this gal now, get a little mark on her. But boy, is her brood pattern impressive. Put her back here. There you go. Check out this brood pattern. Man, I wish they all looked like that right there. Full sheet. Golly, I'd flip it over for you. Again. So this is our stock from our breeders. And of course, if you're buying from us, this is what we sell. I only run one line, but yeah, we can deal. If they all look like that, I'd be a millionaire. But they don't, you know, we have our problems too. But man, when they do look like that, you gotta enjoy the wins. Really, really like that brood pattern. This shotgun stuff here, I'm questioning why it's like that, and sometimes you just don't know. I don't know if that's hygiene or they had an issue. At this point in the year, they've had a shot at OA, so they shouldn't have any mite load. Sometimes bees just do what the bees want to do, but overall, if they were all laying sheets of brood like that, we'd be doing really well. All right, down a little further down the road here, it's another beauty. Put her back. There you go. She done. Check out this brood pattern. Not mad at that. That's what populates a colony. Sheets of brood like that. Another beauty. There we go. Put her back right down here. Check out her brood pattern here. See if we can. Nice sheet. Another nice sheet. I'll take that all day. So guys, with that, I'm gonna get to work. Can't film every single one. Filming does take time, and at the end of the day, I still have to get all this work done to get the rest of these checked out here. But that's just a little, you know, how we do things. Good thing about this location, there is 120 colonies of mine. There's a full yard of 40 here, and then there's 2 other yards, one due west, one due south, about a mile, 40 and 40. From this location, let's see, southeast, a guy has 3, due east, a guy has 6. northwest a mile, a guy has 12. Northwest a mile and a half, I've got 26 over there. So this area is really good for mating for us. We've got a lot of genetic diversity. While I don't control all the genetics over here, this area is really flooded with a fair drone population, most of which are mine. So I really enjoy the queens. Everybody so far out here has been gentle. I haven't had any spicy hives yet, but hope that gives you a little insight as to just a day in the life of me and what we're doing. And this is part of it, you know, check backs. And then once we find out who's good, we just spend the rest of the year growing these to a single. And this is next year's production colonies, basically. That's how we look at it. If in the mountains these get really strong on a single, I'll go ahead and just do a split up there. We'll make some cells while I'm up in the mountains with anticipation that, you know, a certain number of these colonies are going to be stronger than the other ones. So if we can get an extra 15 or 20 colonies just out of this batch right here, that'd be good. I think all in all, still here, I've got, let me think about it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 28 that we're checking out and checking back on today. So hopefully, you know, I look at Nucs too, like Nucs are a liability to your business. They do nothing but cost you time and money all year. So one way that liability can become an asset is to, if you can split your split in the same season. That's one way that we are able to you know, some people call it insurance, some people call it income. I look at it like an asset. You know, having a colony of bees is an asset. There's a value to it. So turn your liabilities into an asset at every opportunity. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching Ashby to Ashby Farms. We'll see you on the next episode.